So, little bit of an awkward situation here. Welcome back, Lauren, to Pokemon Shield. I am the Dark Seraph. I don't remember what we did last time. This is post. Because I lost the audio file. And I feel like an idiot. So, to the Babylon Bee. Oh god, they changed their threader to fake news you can trust. Oh god. Yeah, that's a whole drama with Snopes. Snopes just calling them fake news when they're satire. They're not to be taken seriously. Gungan diplomat interrupts State of the Union to propose immediately granting emergency powers to President Trump. Oh boy. Yeah, squeeze me! I collect myself real quick. Washington, D.C. I'm not going to do the voice. While attending the State of the Union address, a special guest from his homeworld of Naboo, a Gungan diplomat, interrupted the State of the Union this evening to propose granting emergency powers to President Donald Trump, sources confirmed. The controversial proposal would give Trump supreme executive power to be surrendered at a later date when the current Clone War crisis has been averted. Yeah, squeeze me, he shouted as a bewildered Trump abruptly stopped. The Gungan stepped up toward the podium to give his proposal. Misa proposed that the Senate give immediate emergency powers to Supreme Chancellor Donald Trump. Misa thinks Trump will do very bigly job. Secret Service escorted the amphibious humanoid out of the building as he protested. How wooed! Trump thanked the mysterious Gungan diplomat for his proposal, accepted his offer, and quickly declared, "I am the Senate." His first act while wielding supreme power was to execute order dubbed 66, in which the libs are to be rounded up and slain. Oh, God. Now, who's that character supposed to be? The hints are passionate tomboy who likes fried chicken. It's Mia Honda. That's been memeing lately. Good evening, says President Trump, drawing immediate flurry of fact checks. Okay. Washington, D.C. As President Trump began addressing the nation Tuesday evening, he said, "Good evening" to the camera, drawing an immediate flurry of fact checks from publications all across the country. The New York Times pointed out that the meaning the phrase was vague, and that Trump could have meant any several things by the statement. Finally, they concluded that since Trump stubbornly insists on existing in our plane of reality, the statement that the evening was good in any way couldn't possibly have been true. Oh boy. CNN, meanwhile, fact-checked the concept of good altogether. Hold it right there, one anchor said, pausing the broadcast to interject his comments. What is this hateful, absolute, objective idea of good that Trump's talking about? Correct me if I'm wrong, Brian. Of course it's a Brian. But it seems to me that Trump is advocating for a national region and the execution of all Muslims with that statement. I would believe a CNN reporter would say that. This is a very grave day in America, he added solemnly. We rate this statement pants on fire. Fox News rated this statement as a mixture of truth and falsehood, since with Trump in the White House, it's actually a great evening. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, yes, this one absolutely. Let me compose myself real quick. Dems leave empty chair at State of the Union to honor fallen hero Salami. Because apparently he's not an evil terrorist, he was a scholar. And a proud general. You know what? I'm trying to avoid swearing on this, but I think you can gain my opinions on that statement. Washington, D.C. has a long history of using empty chairs to make political statements from empty chairing politicians who don't show up to the hearings to leave chairs empty to protest gun violence or something or whatever. The practice continued at tonight's State of the Union address as Democrats left a lone chair empty in the audience to honor their fallen hero, General Qasem Soleimani. We wanted to call attention to the violence Trump has wrought against innocent freedom fighters, Nancy Pelosi said, of course. This is just one way we continue to call out his callous oppression of America's enemies. An enemy of America is an enemy to me, I always say, and Trump needs to understand that principle. The controversial part of this speech, Trump said, terrorism is bad, drawing boos from the Democrats' side. Read the room, shouted one congressman. Too soon, said another. I mean, we're usually against terrorism, said Senator Chuck Schumer. But if Trump is against it, it must be the best thing ever. That sounds about right. Like, you can't give credit where credit is due. Yeah, sounds about right. At last, Spotify will now automatically switch your music from secular to Christian as soon as you pull into the church parking lot. US Spotify has introduced a long-awaited feature for Christians. The app will now automatically switch from secular music to Christian as soon as you pull into your church's parking lot. Weird stuff on Wish. If you're blasting Metallica before Sunday service and tear into the lot, the app will quickly switch things over to God's Not Dead, or that weird song about getting your worship on so people will think you are holy. Our new Sunday mode feature has been a long time coming, said one Spotify developer. Christian users complained that they drive right up by the pasture, windows down, with Van Halen, Bruno Mars, or Lady Gaga blaring from the speakers. But now, you can switch into Holy Christian mode without any effort at all. You don't want to advertise to your fellow Christians that you have no discernment at all. Discernment? I don't know that word. Yeah, I think discernment would be right. No more embarrassment as the pastor hears Megadeth's Rust in Peace rebreathing from your subwoofer. Spotify says it still can't help you stop cussing on Sunday, however. Well, that you'll need to be sanctified through the Spirit before that could happen. Yeah. Homeschool teen pretends to understand pop culture reference. Oh God, I'm gonna walk right over that one. I like how they do the league here. It's more like a competition, which does make sense. Hold on, I'll hold off on the satire for right now. Just out of blind curiosity, how long is this video going to be? 30 minutes. Okay, great. I can run my mouth for 30 minutes. Run, 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 run. Is that working? Is it working? Am I running my mouth? Oh God. It's kind of my problem with post commentary. I don't really know what to talk about. Marnie. Here is an interesting idea. You get one final battle with your rivals. I do mean all of them, too. I will say this, the game is a little easy. I mean, I don't think it's as easy. I don't think it's on the level of too easy that people complain about, but turning off the experience share would have been a nice feature. I saw on Twitter I got my lightsaber that I'm showing to a camera. It's not turned on or recording. I'm getting some kind of flack for it on Facebook side of things. People complaining why I got the shortest blade possible. The simple reason for that. That's the one I wanted. But yeah, Ultra Sabers. It's a beautiful hilt. I got the Dark Apprentice V5 LE. It's a black hilt with silver accents that just make it pop. Oh, this is a beautiful hilt. It was also $130. I also spent $130 on this thing, just with the shipping and the off blade color. Yeah, it is expensive. And I wasn't paying for a soundboard either. That's an extra $100. I'll try and get some video of this put in, just so you can really see what I'm talking about. Because this is beautifully crafted. Shipping takes freaking forever. Took over a month for them to actually send this to me. When they actually ship it out, it only takes a couple days to get to you. Or it only took a couple days to get to me, anyway. Processing of your order takes a good while. That's all I got to say on that, though. For now, anyway. Go back to satire. Democrats in chaos after being forced to do math for the first time. I'm sure Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez struggled on that level. Warren probably did too. We'll just have a wealth tax to pay for healthcare. Except my healthcare plan costs more money than that's actually in circulation in the United States. These are the people running for president. Yeah. Oh, more weird stuff from Wish. Iowa, the Democratic primaries have broken down into chaos after the party encountered its arch nemesis head-on to the floor for the first time. Basic math. While progressives were optimistic going into the primaries, they've forgotten that numbers, counting, and addition would be required. No one told us there would be math involved, said one angry Bernie Sanders voter. We just kind of wanted them to pick our guy. We weren't told there would be things like addition, counting, and more counting. Can't we win based on blind optimism? Kind of like how socialism works? Pete Buttigieg, the gay mayor from New York, quickly declared victory, even though his votes weren't tallied yet, as he claimed he is the morally correct choice, if not the mathematically selected one. It's 2020, and we're still basing primaries on outdated concepts like counting. This is not our America. We would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for that pesky math, grumbled Bernie Sanders. For the next state primary, voters will be tallied based on heart, passion, and love, rather than confusing concepts like digits, sums, and adding two and two together. The base hilt of my lightsaber is $75. Just understand different things are going to cost different amounts of money added onto your total cost. You can very easily make that just about $100 with shipping and base elements. Yeah, you just sort of just go right back out to the field. Your team is healed up for you. It's very convenient. It's very nice. Bloomberg purchases first supporter for $1.7 billion. Just the headline of that alone is funny. New York! Presidential hopeful Michael Bloomberg acquired his first supporter today, Bloomberg reports. The man, Tom Kenny, of the East Village, was purchased for a hefty $1.7 billion, which he claims was a bargain. It all started when Kenny heard one of Bloomberg's many brilliant ads on the radio. I've always loved that guy, Kenny said while being frisked by a police officer. I've also loved big gulps too. Though there's that. But I was just convinced by the ad. The ad began by listing some of Mayor Bloomberg's many accomplishments, but then quickly moved to offering citizens a large sum of cash in return for full-fledged support of the candidate in 2020 presidential race. Bring it on, Hop. When Kenny arrived at the investment bank to cash in his vote, he was surprised to find that nobody else had shown up to collect. However, he knew from his studies in college that this gave him a tremendous advantage. They offered me $50 million, Kenny claimed, shaking his head. I said $50 billion. We got ourselves a deal. Kenny admits he may have aimed a little high, but he was glad to exit the bank with $1.7 billion check in hand. Elizabeth Warren chimed in on the issue, claiming she will tax the sale at 100% of her first day as president. The task may prove more difficult for Warren than it seems, though since Kinney has already blown at least half of the money on luxury jets and Yeezys. Okay. Woman to shelve belief that gender is a social construct. Few minutes while boyfriend changes flat tire on the side of a road. Oh, I'm gonna get some hate for this one. Los Angeles, California, that figures. Local woman and self-described feminist Ruby Alexis decided to temporarily shelve her firmly held belief that gender is nothing but social construct while her boyfriend changed her car's flat tire on the side of the road, sources confirmed Tuesday. The automotive mishap occurred during her morning commute. Pulling off the highway, she immediately called her boyfriend and asked him to leave his place of employment to come and change the tire of her vehicle's spare. I don't know how to do this stuff. Come on, you're the boy, the staunch progressive reported, reasoned during the phone call. It's not hard to change a tire. My sister knows how to change a tire. Never mind, it's a satire. Alexis's boyfriend agreed to come to her rescue, enabling her belief her brief pout of patriarchal, societal, regressive sexism. Those are all words. At Publishing Time, sources had further confirmed that the woman also portrays her feminist ideals and embraces traditional gender roles every garbage day. When her yard needs to be mowed, and whenever in the vicinity of a crime or possible physical altercation. Yeah, that's modern feminism in a nutshell. I don't need a man to do anything so long as it's not physically involving. I'm gonna get hate for that one. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that one. I can feel that dislike bar growing. I can feel it. I know somebody is going to hit that dislike button, especially after put tags like feminism and patriarchy in the tag bar, just because I'm kind of a dick. I'm gonna avoid stronger profanity. Not all profanity in general, mind you, because god damn it, I like to swear. CNN to give ISIS equal time at Trump's State of the Union. Okay. Atlanta, Georgia. In the interest of fairness in broadcasting, the cable news network has announced the cable news channel will give members of ISIS equal time to respond to President Trump's State of the Union address later this evening. Several ISIS representatives will be allowed to give a full address in response to the president's remarks, criticizing him for his border security stance and debunking his claims of the need for a wall along the southern border of the country. Americans deserve to hear every perspective whenever it's the bad orange man or these brave freedom fighters, said CNN spokesperson. Okay, I know I'm being pedantic here, but the term is still spokesman, regardless if it's a man or a woman. Because a spokesman is a person who speaks for a company. Never mind. Kind of like chairman in that regard. It's a person on a board of representatives for a company. Usually the head of these corporate people. Yeah, I'm not going to get into details here. Did we mention he is bad? He is bad, the spokesperson added. ISIS has thanked CNN for the opportunity of calling the stations a true friend of democracy. Oh, Lord. King Solomon named champion of women's rights for his proposal to cut the baby in half. Oh God! I have to. I have to read this one. I like that smile he has. He's getting a lot more confident. Tell me about the rabbits, George. When King Solomon was presented with a dispute between two women over a baby, Solomon announced he would cut the baby in half. The applause erupted from a number of feminists in the audience who praised Solomon's wise judgment that would advance women's rights. Except it won't. But I'm not going into that. Not going to talk about that. It is such a simple and compassionate answer to the problem, said Planned Parenthood President Lena Wen. Just take the baby, or escape fetus as we call it, and cut it in two. Solomon really supports women's reproductive health. Not everyone was happy with the king's decision. One of the two women in the dispute, presumably a Republican, begged Solomon not to cut the baby in two, denying the other woman's right to choose. There was another way in which Solomon's decision was brilliant, started NARAL member Stacey Robbins. It forced reactions from the two women, exposing which one was the true feminist and which one was some kind of anti-choice monster. There was talk of King Solomon headlining the next Women's March, though the proposal was quickly scuttled when organizers of the event found out he's a Jew. But no, seriously, why does the left turn so anti-Semitic? I'm not going into details. I'm not going to talk about that. Steady people tend to tune out by the fifth threat to our democracy per day. Oh God. Baptist church service halftime show criticized for showing too much ankle. Yeah, the halftime show is getting a lot of flack for being over-sexualized, and yeah, it was really over-sexualized. Joe Alston installs security checkpoints at all church entrances to ensure no one brings a Bible. Okay, I'll take a look at this one. The video's almost over, so I got enough time for one more. Houston, Texas. Many churches are getting tougher on security, from metal detectors at entrances to security guards stationed in their lobbies. But no church is tougher on security than Joe Osteen's Lakewood Church. Osteen just announced a state-of-the-art security system to be installed at every single entrance so the church can ensure that no one brings a Bible. Our technologically advanced system can detect everything from a high-capacity MacArthur Study Bible down to a compact concealed carry Gideon New Testament. Osteen said proudly as he showed off his new security checkpoints. Not so much as a verse gets by these bad boys. You can't be too careful these days, he added. You never know what kind of scriptures ordinary citizens might be concealing on their person. They could do a lot of damage to my unbiblical worldview. Worldview! The church even requires all smartphones and tablets to be submitted to a guard for a manual inspection so they can make sure you don't have a Bible app installed. One man was tackled Sunday as he tried to bring in his trusty ESV thin line. Get him, security cried, wrestling him to the ground and throwing him outside in the cartoons. You're despicable. Not that that's enough of the Babylon Bee, because I can only take so much of that. It is funny, though. I do love the Babylon Bee. It's really, really funny. And Stokes is stupid. Like, they literally have Snopes actually fact checks the Babylon Bee. I'm not kidding. Snopes went on record to fact check the Babylon Bee, to Hillary Clinton posting condolences for a dead friend's suicide one day early, to is Judge Kavanaugh actually a reincarnation of Hitler? Snopes actually did this. Yes, Snopes. They actually did this. Some of them, they twisted and changed the articles around, but Snopes actually did this, and they've been caught. And they're still doing it. And I don't know why. Snopes is not a strictly conservative, satirical news article. They make fun of everyone. They make fun of Trump, the Democrats, the Republicans, everyone. They make fun of everyone. It's just something to laugh at yourself. Kind of like South Park in that level. But we're done talking about this because I'm out of time. Thank you all for watching. Join me next time on Pokemon Shield as it turns out we find out who the villain is. Spoiler alert, it is Chairman Rose.